Hello Stephanie, it's October 11th, 2010, and today I'm going to talk about the GREs. Now, as you may know, I'm going to graduate with my bachelor's degree in chemistry, and I'm graduating early. I'm graduating in 3 years instead of 4 because I'm an overachiever like that. Well, to get into grad school, you need to take the GREs, and what they are, in the most basic terms, is the SATs, but for grad school. And we're not talking just SATs, we're talking about highly intense vocabulary-based SATs. Let's go over the parts. There is a vocabulary part, there's a math part, and there's an essay part. Starting with the math, I learned in freshman year of high school and haven't touched since. I got to college and I've been learning calculus, and calculus is much harder than the stuff I need to learn for this SAT. This stuff is so easy comparatively. Essay is an essay. I took Brady like you did in high school, so the essay is going to be just fine. I don't have qualms about it. It's going to be just like the English Regents exams that we needed to take, or the SAT essays that we needed to write. They're not an issue. The English part. They have to prove that they can sit down and study and be dedicated to doing well, because that's the skill that you need to be able to get through grad school. And they said, well, we can test them on English and math because those are two basic skills that you need to be able to get into and do anything in grad school. So they said, all right, we could do math or we could do writing. And they said, well, math is logical. Always is, always has been, in most cases. Sometimes certain people can't get certain things around their brains, but you know, in most cases, there's an obvious way to get from X to Y to figuring out the angle to anything. If you know it, then you can do it. But that's not the same thing with English, with words. You don't know where the words came from. This word could come from Italian and could mean something that's very French. That's how it works. So they decided that they would use all the words that aren't used in the dictionary, all the words that are feeling lonely and sad in a corner, and put them on the test so that I have to remember. You understand this? You understand what I'm saying? I mean, they're using words I've never heard of before. I'm the daughter of an English professor. I haven't heard them before. I talked to my dad about it. He's never heard of these words before. I'm like, he's an English professor. You know how often he looks up words in the English dictionary? All the time. You know how often he uses words I've never heard of before? All the time. He's never heard of these words. Okay? You know how many flashcards I made? This is the amount of flashcards that I have for parts of words, and I have another pile that's bigger than this one for actual words that I need to learn the definition of. So this would be like, hypo means under or beneath. Okay, so that's a part of a word, so if it has hypo in it, like hypodermic or hypochondriac or hypothesis. See, you didn't think of that one. That's why these are useful, because if I don't know the word, I can hope to dear baby Jesus that I know a part of the word and then can use that. So I'm taking the GREs on October 22nd, and I will have tripled my vocabulary by that point. I promise.